N Studio Digital Radio.
Johnny
Yo, what's up? Yo, this is Easy Mo B, and I'm in N Studio.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Johnny Torres for N Studio, and with us today we have a man who really needs no introduction, a legend in the game who has earned his status, someone who's really bringing us some of our favorite music. Easy Mo B, how's it going?
All right. Just hanging in there, man. Glad you could have me on the interview. Shout to my boy Tito De Niro, too. This is the connect on this.
Shout out to T, man, who made this all happen, doing big things.
That's my boy. That's my dude. De Niro, I see you, man.
So for everybody, who's tuning in, can you let everybody know who is Easy Mo B?
Well, first of all, Easy Mo B is a little boy that grew up in Brooklyn in the Lafayette Gardens housing projects in Bedford-Stuyvesant. I grew up loving music because music was always on in my house, from my father playing blues to gospel to soul, funk, whatever. And I became a DJ at an early age from 12 years old, and I ended up DJing and playing music long enough until sooner or later I wanted to make it. And I got my first break. First of all, even before that first break, me and two other dudes, AB Money and JR, we formed a group called Rapping is Fundamental, and we used to rap and sing the style of music that we did. We called it doo-wop. And one of the members in the group, AB Money, he used to go to Sarah J. Hale High School in Brooklyn with Big Daddy Kane, so he was always telling Big Daddy Kane about, my production and I had beats. So finally, me and Big Daddy Kane got together. I ended up getting 2 tracks on his second album. It's a Big Daddy thing. A lot of people may remember Another Victory and also the other cut, Calling Mr. Welfare, featuring DJ Red Alert. That right there, that project put my name on the map, and that led to me working with a young guy at the time whose name was The Genius. Much later, he would become GZA in the Wu-Tang Clan. So I was there at the time of the early formation of Wu-Tang, and the RZA himself, he will tell you that I play an integral part in the early formation of the Wu-Tang. I was there providing beats and just being around them, and I even produced RZA before on Tommy's Boy. He had a single, We Love You, Rakim, and on the other side, I did the B-side, I did Sexcapades. So from after that, ended up doing a bunch of different mixes in between, remixes like LL Cool J's Pink Cookies in a Plastic Bag, Getting Crushed by Buildings. People probably remember that stuff. Then ended up producing, which is crazy because you usually wait later to do that kind of stuff, but this happened to me early. I'm just 3 years deep into the game, and I ended up producing Miles Davis, the legendary jazz trumpeter, his entire last album. We didn't know that was going to be his last album, but right after the completion of his album, Miles Davis, he died and he passed away. So that album is called Doo-Bop. Anybody that may want to go online or search that out, you can find that out. And then another weird, funny thing happened after the Miles Davis thing. See, in the early 90s, around the time of the Will Smiths and the MC Hammers and Vanilla Ices, which is a lot of the stuff that people felt was kind of commercial or fell out. After the Miles Davis album, they had won a Grammy, and all those dudes, the Will Smiths, the Hammers, the Vanilla Ices, and so on, the young MCs, Busta Move, all that kind of stuff, they all won Grammys. And back then they had a thing that was called the Grammy curse, meaning after you win that Grammy, you're over, you're finished. But one of the most wonderful things happened to me after winning the Grammy with Miles Davis. A meeting was set up for me to appear at Uptown Records, at Andre Harrell's Uptown Records, to play some beats, some music for a new artist. Now, this new artist, DJ Mr. C, he had played him for me at his house before. He told me the guy's name was Biggie Small. So, C, he played me the guy. I heard him. I was like, I just moved on. Then later, I get this call for this meeting to show up and go play for this new artist. So I get there, and it's the Biggie Smalls guy. So the first song that we recorded was Party and Bullish for your editing purposes. And then that led to, they were very pleased with that, and that led to starting to record on the album. The first 2 songs that we recorded were Ready to Die, which ended up being the title track to his album, and the title of the album, Machine Gun Funk, Give Me the Loot, and then Warning, and the rest of the album just flowed. For a lot of people who may not know, on that album I did damn near like half the album. You have the title track, Ready to Die, Give Me the Loot, Warning, The What featuring Method Man, a friend of mine, and Why Do I Always Forget? Did I say Machine Gun Funk? 6 songs. I'm also on the second album, Life After Death, but I'm on there only for Going Back to Cali and for I Love the Dough featuring Jay-Z and Angela Winbush. During that same period, you also have Busta Rhymes, his debut album, Everything Remains Raw, and It's a Party featuring John A. Hey, what about Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear? A lot of people remember that. But I had the pleasure to work with so many different people, and I still continue to work. It's just a real pleasure, you know. As a young kid, I had a dream. All I knew is that I loved music, and in the beginning, the only thing I wanted to do was get on two sets of on a set of turntables and mix and DJ. That's all I wanted to do, and it's just a natural evolution. You know, most DJs, they play music long enough until sooner or later they want to make it and make it also, and that's what happened to me. So I'm very thankful that led to much later working with artists like Alicia Keys, Busta Rhymes, the Wu-Tang Clan, Notorious B.I.G., Tupac. I'm on his Me Against the World album. I'm on his Thug Life album. And the range of artists that I worked with before is vast, you know, from grimy hip-hop artists to R&B groups and R&B artists like John A., you know, singers, jazz artists like Miles Davis. So it's just like a general love for music with me. And that love continues to this day. Yes, I still DJ. I have a shout to my DJ partner, my DJ resident partner. We're residents at this monthly party that we do called Recognition in Manhattan at this little bar on the Lower East Side in Alphabet City. The bar is called 2A right there at 2nd Street and Avenue A. And the theme to the party is we play strictly vinyl, and everything that we play up in there is classic, for soul, funk, classic disco, hip-hop, reggae, whatever, just all of the classic forms of music. I still get a chance to do that, and I still get a chance to produce and do my thing. Most recently, did something with new artists and work with Cheech LaMotta. We just kind of leaked that to Twitter, online, getting a good response to it. Also, shout to Redman, to Do It All from Lords of the Underground, and to Mr. Cheeks. We got another leak out there, Hands Up, getting a really good response to that online, on Twitter and all of that and everything. So as you can see, the ball continues to roll, man. You know, Easy Mo B is still working, still have the love for the music, and definitely still on the turntables.
These great artists, you know, they sought after your production. You know, it was a privilege for them, to work with you, and you shaped the hip-hop culture. So, you just kind of mentioned some of the artists that you're working on with now. What are you currently working on now? Is there anything other that you're working on now?
Yeah, there's Cheech LaMotta, the new artist that I'm working with. Like I said, I'm collaborating with Redman. With the response that we get here, we're looking to probably do some more. It's a good sign. We just put this song out there just for feelers. You know how they have a thing nowadays called free music, so that's basically what that is. We love the music, we want the people to have something, we just threw it out there. And what's crazy is they're loving it. And a lot of people are like saying that they're really glad to hear that form of hip hop to pop back up, and because hip hop has changed so much, the sound of it, the origins, which is here in New York and everything. Hip hop has branched out and traveled all over the years, and also through the commercial aspect of it has just kind of consumed it. So hip hop is very different right now, but yet at the same time, that's where I come in. Okay, I still provide that generic form of hip hop that we always loved, known, and appreciated. In one way or another, I always find ways to still do that here in the new millennium in 2013.
The hip hop game has shifted a lot from the 80s and the 90s to the 2000s. What do you find the most challenging challenging part about the music industry?
I think, if anything, it has to be the most challenging part of the industry right now has to be the digital aspect of it. There's pros and there's cons to that. What happened was music became available by download and for sale online. So I think what a lot of that did is kind of made people lazy and made them get kind of acclimated and comfortable to just being able to sit there and to click on buttons to buy and download stuff. So people don't really have that get up and go anymore, to get up and go to a store and buy CDs. And a lot of the underground music, you have to get it digital. But a lot of the major music is still being sold, believe it or not, in stores. And a lot of people just don't have that get up and go to get out, to go out and buy stuff. So with everybody feeling like we made this digital transformation, I think for the most part, deep down inside, a lot of people, you don't hear people speak about it a lot, but I think a lot of people generally feel like, where do we go to buy the music? Like, there are those who, that's all they do is sit there and download music all day. And then there's the other percentage that feel like, what happened? Where do we buy the music? Where do we get it? Oh, I got to download it. I got to go on here. I got to do that. I don't want to go through all of that. So it's confusing, you know. But there is a digital community out there. There is a digital percentage of people who are still buying music.
You know, you've produced hit after hit after hit after hit. What are some of the beliefs that you live by or personal philosophies that you live by that have helped you, you know, in your career?
Well, as far as the music, I always felt like, you know, just kind of stick to what you know. And what I know is what I grew up on, what my father played around the house, the things that moved me the most, the things that, see, whenever I start experimenting and dibbling and dabbling and this and that, I always make sure to put myself back on track and remember how I started. What was the original spark? The original spark was that soul, that funk, that jazz, that gospel, whatever it was that my father was playing. Those elements have to remain in my music because that's me. That's me. I can't help it. That's me. I can't be anything else. And also on top of that, by now, that's what people expect of me, you know? We can experiment and we can go here and there, but there's so far that I will go, you know? And just like with the Redman record, this record sounds like it's straight out of, like, I don't know, 92, 93 or something. And on Twitter and on the different websites that it's popped up on, their comment that follow below. So there's people that's coming on, they're like, oh man, I didn't know that there even still was music like this. Man, I love this. Like this is, and so it's stuff like that that just make me feel good, make me smile, continue to inspire me, man, because it's just good to know that somebody out there still loves that kind of stuff. All of the stuff that, like I was telling you, that I was originally inspired by, the soul, the funk, you know. It's important to me. That's me.
Definitely left a trademark and a stamp in the game. What advice would you give to a young Easy Mo B coming into the game?
Well, I would tell them, and I always say this, I would tell them, do not be afraid to, as a matter of fact, make it your business to do the research. That's common knowledge anyway. In any industry or anywhere where you're going to be, you definitely should research that industry. You should not walk into it blind. If you're going to be a painter, there's no reason why you don't know who Basquiat, okay, or what's his name, Leonardo da Vinci, or whatever. You understand? The same thing like with producers. If you intend to embark on a career in production and be a producer in music, there's no reason why you don't know who, you shouldn't know who Hank Shockley of the Bomb Squad, the production crew for Public Enemy. There's no reason why you shouldn't know who he is, or Howie T, Marley Marl, okay, people like that. There's no reason why you shouldn't know who these people are, because when you walk in the door, you know, it's not just you. You know, a house was built by these people before you, so if you acknowledge them and you take on a lot of the knowledge that they spread and they laid out before you, it definitely helped you. I know it helped me. There was a time when I wanted to actually be like a Hank Shockley or the Bomb Squad, the production crew for Public Enemy. Oh man, I sat up and I used to just study these guys. As a matter of fact, to Hank Shockley, to Chuck D, to Terminator X, to to the current DJ Lord, to all of the entire Public Enemy organization right now. Also just wanted to say congratulations to them for their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, that's an amazing feat. That's something to be really, really proud of. And you spoke about new artists that I work with that they should have been glad to be working with me. Well, Public Enemy was somebody that I felt like I was glad to be working with them because I worked with them. I did music with them also too. So that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing, I feel like, you know, I'm a part of that. I played a part in that, you know. So that's what I would say. I would just say to the artists, just make sure to do your research. Make sure that you respect all that came before you because, you know, we are a result of everything that came before us.
N Studio Digital Radio.